Welcome to another Feel Good Friday in Finance here at Brookstone Financial. I want to talk to you today about annuities. Annuities are becoming very popular as more and more baby boomers near or reach retirement. Now, many of you have probably been to annuity seminars and you've heard all the sales pitches, and many of these numbers seem too good to be true. Things like 5% guaranteed returns, 7% guaranteed returns, and even 8+% guaranteed returns. Well, there's a little bit more to the story that you really need to understand, because these guaranteed returns are often tied to what's called income or death benefit riders. So let me explain exactly what that means. When you place, in this example, we're going to use $100,000. You place $100,000 into a fixed annuity with an income rider. They're going to track that value or that deposit in two different manners. First of all, on the left here, we're going to call it the cash value. This is the real money, what that annuity is actually worth if you cash it in, or if you die with it, what's going to pay to your beneficiaries. On the right is what's called an IAV, or income account value. Some companies may refer to this as a living benefit rider. So your $100,000 deposit, as far as real money goes and true interest rates are concerned, is going to grow something like this. Here's your starting point. They're tracking the S&P 500. Many of these types of annuities have what's called participation rates. Let's use 50% participation rate in this example. So if the S&P 500 goes up 10% over the course of a year, you're going to receive a 5% interest credit. And again, that's a real money interest credit. In year two, let's say that the S&P 500 falls 15%. In that year, you're not going to make anything. More importantly, though, you're not going to lose anything either. So in that year, there was zero interest credit to the account. Year three, market rallies back 10%. Again, you don't get 10, you get 5. So in this type of annuity, it's called an indexed annuity, you're giving up some of the upside here in exchange for protection from the downside here. Now, if you leave it at that, it's a very simple, easy to understand concept. Here's where it gets very complicated, is when you start adding all these optional riders and bells and whistles. And many of you, these are the stories you're hearing at these types of seminars discussing annuities. Guaranteed growth rates on income account values. This is not real money, first of all. We call this a phantom value. It's nothing more than an accounting value used to calculate a future income payment. Here's what that looks like. Remember, they're tracking this $100,000 deposit in two different manners. We talked about the real money, the cash value interest credit on the left. On the right, again, is the income account value, your hypothetical phantom value. So they're looking at that original deposit and they're compounding it, and it's not always compound interest with these guaranteed roll-ups, and that's some of the fine print you have to watch. Sometimes these are simple interest credit, and there's a big difference between compound and simple interest. But let's say in this example, the company is guaranteeing a 7% roll-up every year you defer that deposit until you start taking income. So let's put some numbers on each side now. Let's say you buy into an annuity like this. You pay for that optional rider that someone sold you on that guarantees you a certain roll-up in that income account value. And let's say we're 5 years down the road. Okay, hypothetically, we're 5 years down the road. We don't know exactly what the cash value is going to be. We know, because it's safety of principle, it's going to be no less than what you started with, but we don't know exactly what that value is going to be worth. Let's put a realistic value in 5 years of $110,000. Again, that's the real money. Over here, we could simply take 7% compound, again, assuming it's a compound roll-up, and roll it forward 5 years. We're going to call that about $140,000, okay, after the 5-year period. When you look at these two numbers and you see these numbers on your statement, first of all, ask yourself this question. If you wanted to walk away from that annuity, what would it really be worth? Well, it would be worth the cash value. If you choose to turn it into income, the annuity, the insurance company, will pay you a payment for life in most cases based upon the income account value. And to take that one step farther, the payment is based upon your current attained age. So most of these companies, given you fall between the ages of 60 to 70 years old, they're going to pay you roughly 5% of that income account value for life. So if I take 5% of $140,000, that's $7,000 a year that they're going to pay me for life. Not a bad deal at face value, but here's the catch, okay? When you turn on this income rider, and think about it, you've been paying an additional fee for this income rider since you've had that annuity. This income payment, this $7,000 a year, is your money coming back to you. It's coming directly from your cash value. Only if and when you draw this cash value to zero are you ever in the insurance company's pocket. So really, you may be paying an unnecessary fee just for an insurance company to hand you your own money back over time. Now, when you do the math on these types of riders, they often don't make sense. Now, in some cases, a select few cases where you may have longevity on your side, a family history of longevity, then they might make sense. But make sure you're doing the math on the front end before you're paying an additional fee for a rider you may never use. If you want to discuss annuities in more detail, or you want to learn more about the different types of annuities, give us a call at Brookstone Financial. The number is 866-945-3220, or you can visit us on the web at brookstonefinancial.com. Have a great weekend.